Valenti, one of the co-hosts normally of this show on Wednesday night, the K&K Sports Show, the BNS No BS Show Takeover week to week in this current time as summer has just kicked off. One more, as always, thank you to Kurt and Kenny for entrusting this time slot to us this week. And we look forward to having this next little about hour or so to talk some sports with y'all. And then you get to see us once again tomorrow night for the weekly What's the Scoop show. I believe our producer, Rob, will be joining us in here soon. He's not here now, but I'm sure he'll be blowing a gasket about something with us before too long. So, Rob, looking forward to seeing you. And Brandon, you're back. You were not here on Thursday for What's the Scoop. You were at another Yankees game. Unfortunately, if I remember correctly, do not think that the bad luck has run out quite yet in terms of your appearances up there. Can we get Ryan Weather some damn run support, please?
Yeah.
We are Jacob DeGromming the hell out of this guy.
Yeah. Like, in the starts where he's been rough, he's obviously been rough, but he's had a lot of good starts this year. And it feels like in every one of those starts, it's about 6 innings of 2 or 3 run balls. It's literally a quality start in those good games, and he's getting maybe 1 or 2 runs like every time he goes out there.
I remember the beginning of the season. I'm pretty sure he was the last qualified starting pitcher to get an inning of run support, or it was either that or he had the fewest in Major League Baseball at a certain point. It was one or the other. But either way, his run support was league worst earlier in the season, and I would not be surprised if that were still the case now.
Oh, that because I got to watch him pitch last Thursday at the stadium. He gave us he gave us 6 innings of 1 run ball. Yeah. And it's like that should, especially against the White Sox of all teams, in a bullpen game for the White Sox. Once again, I go to the only 2 bullpen games the Yankees have had all year. And they lose both, and they only score 1 run combined in 18 innings.
Yeah. Speaking of which, and here's a sentence I never thought I would say in the middle of June of 2026. Can we talk about the White Sox for a second?
Yeah.
Where the hell did they come from?
It helps when you're playing a crap division, when your division's just terrible.
I know they're playing in a crap division, but I mean, they had Eloy Jimenez.
They were part of that crap division too, so yeah.
They had Eloy Jimenez. They had Luis Robert. I still don't know. They had Michael Kopech. They had whatever the hell that catcher's name was that I liked. They had one of the top young, was projected to be one of the top young cores in baseball for the next decade. And now they're breaking through with not a single one of those players still there. Yeah. What the hell is happening in Chicago? And what did Chris Getz put in his Wheaties?
They saw. I just think that when the hype around Murakami died down, because we were all worried about him not being able to hit a major league fastball.
Oh, I completely whiffed on that one. Pun entirely intended.
Yeah. Maybe you and him traded spots on that one.
Yeah, really.
But I think that kind of once the hype of that died down and teams kind of backed away once they saw that about him in the scouting report, I think the White Sox were like, you know what, we'll do it. We'll just we'll take a shot and see what we got here, because we literally can't get any worse than where we are.
Yeah, no, they were in a no lose situation, probably more than any team but Colorado.
Yeah. So honestly, it don't mind me. I'm trying to fix my necklace. But
I didn't even hear what the hell you just said. So
I'm trying to fix my necklace just now. Because it gets caught around the clasp.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, but I think that the White Sox are just one of those teams. I mean, and honestly, when it comes to the rest of the American League, outside of really the Yankees and the Rays, everybody is so bunched up. Like, nobody is separating themselves from the pack yet, and we're already at the end of June, and it's interesting just because it's like the American League across the board. It kind of just feels like every team is about not every team, but every team is still right there hanging in the thick of things, and. Yep. I mean, you look at teams, even looking in our division, Like, yeah, the Jays are pretty far back and the Orioles are pretty far back, but when you think about what the wild card has, and obviously with the second wild card being a thing now, none of those teams are out of it for a second wild card spot. So it's really interesting that like they might be out of it in terms of a division. A lot of these teams, like maybe the Tigers, obviously Tigers, Royals,
Right.
uh, Angels, etc. Obviously Orioles and Red Sox, but they're not out of it in terms of a wild card. And the American League West. I mean, it's funny that the Mariners are basically a 500 team this year, and yet they're winning that division by 2 games. And then every other team, the other 3 teams that are really close behind them, are 2 games back, and then the Astros and Rangers are both 2.5 back. Like it's like none of them are above 500, and yet they're all right behind the Mariners, chasing them for that division. So the American League West is tight, and it's not great. The Central really isn't great.
You know what the AL West this year reminds me of? Do you remember? And of course, I got to talk about this for a second. But do you remember several years ago when you could win the NFC East with winning 9 games or so, 8 or 9 games, and it was called the NFC Least?
Yeah,
That's pretty much what I'm looking at the AL West and thinking of right now. Like
yeah.
it's just whatever team sucks the least. That's all That's all you're gonna have to do to win the AL West.
It's just so funny how I look at, and it's crazy how much we complained in the first month and a half or so about how the Yankees got off to kind of a slow start, and and the Rays were just skyrocketing out of nowhere, and yet right now we're what are we we're 4 games in the win column ahead of the Rays, for the second best record in the AL. For our
After losing our captain.
yeah, after, and it's crazy because if you look at really any other year besides this year so far,
Judge goes down, the season's over.
exactly
This year, Judge went down, the season got started.
yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Like
It
I
it is such a and what I will say is what a lot of the Yankee media and Yankee coaches and whatnot, and I don't know if you agree with this, but I think that what they're pointing out is that this year the depth is
yeah,
just better. I mean, Ahmed Rosario has played in. I mean, Rosario can't play defense to save his life,
yeah,
but he almost far more often than not will get you with whatever you need offensively in the moment. You don't want
he's
to
a
see him start.
professional hitter.
You don't want to see him starting on a day-to-day basis, but he kind of reminds me of IKF a little bit, where he'll come through in the big moment in a weirdly consistent way.
Yeah,
But if you have to give him 400 at bats, it's probably not going to be all that pretty. But
yeah,
if you but if he does kind of that thing I talked about. I don't know. Well, actually, you probably didn't hear it because you weren't here. But I kind of talked about last week the guys who will just jump on and they'll do the role that they're cut out for, that the role that they're designed to do and that they're asked to do. They'll just fill that role to a T, and I think that's what Rosario has really done. And I think that's been the case with some of the other guys too. And with that, um, we got YouTube here. We got Hank Greason saying hi, Hank. Thanks for tuning in. And then we've got, I think
these
he
are,
just bumped it.
I wonder if it's bots or not. These couple ones we have on
Yeah.
the one we have.
Hey, Brandon, you're not connected on Facebook, by the way. You got to reconnect.
I don't know because on my screen it says I'm connected, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, you're not. You're not. So
Nah,
you gotta go in. You're literally offline.
yeah, it's not super important.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out after because on my screen it literally told me
Yeah,
to connect.
it says you're not on mine either.
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. It's buggy. Just reconnect after the
Yeah.
show, I guess.
But Rob, glad to see you. How you doing?
Good. I'm exhausted. It's been a long few days, so
Understandable.
ready to do this and sleep my head off.
Oh, I thought you were trying to have me point to the lion. I thought you were trying to point to the lion sign because you were revealing the lion sign behind your head.
No, dude, I ate and my throat is doing my like.
Oh no, you're not
weird
sick again,
thing.
are you?
No, I just have this weird thing with my throat where I have to move my head
Oh,
like
okay.
get it down. It's really weird.
Brandon, to wrap up the topic we were talking about before that, so you had mentioned, or we had mentioned Ryan Weathers, and we had talked about his run support. I looked. Among 60 qualified starting pitchers, his run support per game is third worst with 28 combined runs of support this season, which averages just over 3.1 runs per 9 innings.
Yeah, you got basically all of it tonight.
Yeah. The only two guys that are lower than him are Michael King of the Padres and Tanner Bybee of the Guardians.
That's depressing. I feel bad for Michael King. I can't. That's so bad.
Here's a fun one. The Yankees also have the pitcher in Major League Baseball who's averaging the most run support. Any guesses who that is?
Most with the Yankees?
No, most in baseball.
Oh, but wait, is it also a Yankee?
Yeah, he's on the Yankees.
Oh. There's no way it's Cam Schlittler.
Nope.
Yeah, because I was gonna say he doesn't get a lot of run support either. At least not as much as he should, I should say.
To be fair, he doesn't need that much.
Yeah.
Now, well, actually, Cam Schlittler's right in the middle of the pack. He's 39th out of 60.
Yeah, he should be getting more than that, though. Oh my God. Who was it? What, Garrett?
Nope.
Rodon?
He's not qualified.
Oh, so him and Rodon are out. Is it Warren?
Yep.
See, but that only fuels my I don't like Will Warren agenda even more.
Per 9 innings. 8.62 runs per 9 innings of support.
Yeah. That's
what?
Yeah. That's why I feel bad for, like, that's why everybody's like, oh, Will Warren's such a great pitcher. I'm like, yeah, but he also gives up runs at the worst times possible. Like, even if what was it? He gave up, I think it was he gave up 6 runs. Well, he didn't give up 6 earned runs the other day. But he gave up 6 runs in total. Like,
yeah, 2 of them were earned.
Yeah. But it's like, you still gotta stop the bleeding somewhere. Will Warren's is a guy where it's like, it's almost like the second he doesn't cruise along in a game, the second he walks a batter, or the second that he gives up a hard hit ball in the gap, he just falls apart. It seems like it just happens every time he pitches. And it's like, I don't hate that because he's basically like your 5th starter anyway, roughly, or whatever. But I just don't like, I don't like how people sit there and keep saying that Will Warren is a great young pitcher. And I'm like, he doesn't give you any length. I've said that for the last 2 years at this point. He gives you no length. And he's just not consistent enough. It's like 2 great starts in a row, 1 really awful start, then 1 okay start, then 1 good start, then another awful start. It's like it's not enough. Like, everybody's like, oh, his ERA, like, and this is where me and you kind of agree when it comes to ERA, like how it can be misleading at times, because I'm like, they're like, oh, but he's only given up 3 or less runs in 6 straight starts. I'm like, yeah, but how many innings pitched? That's the thing, is like, he's not giving you length. So if he's only giving you 4 innings, I don't care if he's giving you 0 runs or if he's letting up 5 runs. He's only giving you 4 innings.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's the thing is, and that's how we talked about, he doesn't have that FU put away stuff. He's got that kind of, and again, I'm not trying to disrespect the player I'm going to mention, nor am I saying that Warren is on his tier, because Warren will never be able to shine his shoes. But he's kind of like that Greg Maddux type of pitcher where it's all about more of just where you put the ball rather than getting it by the guys. Also, I looked at the Will Warren stuff more. So those 75 runs I mentioned, 37 of them came across 3 starts. 1 against the Athletics on the 31st of May, 1 against Houston on the 24th of April, and 1 against Kansas City on the 18th of April. So half of that was across 3 starts. Half of that run support was across 3 starts.
Yeah. And then look who it's against too. That's you also got to think about that. But it's like when
And
I
you
talk
still got to beat those teams.
when I talk to people about Will Warren, I know quality starts are also another one that people kind of go back and forth on. I know you do too. But like,
Yeah, well, again, it's like most of these statistics, right?
yeah,
To me, it's just it's contextual. Like,
yeah,
like, yeah, obviously quality starts are a great thing, but if a guy goes 5 2/3 and he gives up 3 runs, is that massively different to me than 6 innings for 3 runs? No,
yeah.
not really.
It's just
Also,
like,
also
yeah,
if a guy goes 8 innings, and this doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened. If a guy goes 8 innings and then just on his last pitch he happens to give up that fourth run, it's not a quality start anymore. But 8 innings and 4 runs, I'm still taking
yeah,
that
yeah.
if the guy gives you that much length.
Well, that was the same thing when I told people about when Max Fried wasn't looking great, but he was still giving you 6 1/3 or 7 innings of like 4-run ball, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, because I'm like they're pushing him in April to like 105 pitches, and he's gassed. Like I'm like, you got to understand that context matters. But for me, it's like when I think about Will Warren, to me, Will Warren and Michael Kay's even said this year. He's always in the last since he's been a starter. So since the start of last season, because he's been a starter now for a year and a half, he's constantly susceptible to that one bad inning every start, or almost every 99% of his starts. It's always one bad inning,
yeah.
and it's like it's it's the same way I feel about Rodon, the kind of, and look with Rodon's contract. That's why I give him even more crap sometimes. But but
Yeah, I mean, it's what was it, 6 for 162, I think.
yeah, like but when I think about Warren, right, and I think about the quality start thing, like yeah, it's not the best measuring stick, but like, but look at it this way. He's only giving up 2 or 3 runs, really like what 9 of his last 10 starts, whatever it is. Like he only got roughed up really bad against the Rangers on May 6th. I'm looking at his numbers, but when you look at the quality starts thing, right, like he's only had a quality start. Let's see how many starts is this? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Okay, so yeah, it's his last 10. In his last 10 starts, he's only giving you the definition of a quality start in 1, 2, 3 starts. Sorry, 4 starts. 4 of his last 10. But the other 6 are either like, and especially the like 2 out of the last 3 are only 4 innings. He's not even getting through 5 innings.
Wait, hang on.
So
It 4 of the last 10.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what I said. Before the last 10 have been quality starts, but it's like to me, it's like with how much people keep saying, "Oh, he's a good young starter," I'm like, yeah, but you should be. I don't care if you're the first starter or if you're the fifth. You need to be more consistent in giving your team at like around 6 innings. Or it's like
Yeah,
if you're the fifth starter, I want you going at least
but
5 1/3, 5 2/3. At
but
least give me something.
can I respond to that though?
Yeah,
Because so you said 4 of the last 10, right?
yeah,
I just want to mention 2 of those other 6 is the exact scenario I outlined, which is 5 2/3 with 2 earned runs. He did that. He's done that twice. His last start, he did that,
yeah,
and he did that, because that's what they count for quality starts. It's earned runs.
yeah,
So he did that there, and he did that once against Baltimore on May 12th. So I agree with you that he needs to give more length, and I agree with you that pitching well only matters so much if you're not getting the distance out of them too. But I
yeah,
do want to mention that the scenario I just outlined did come into play here, not once
yeah,
but twice.
yeah,
But I agree with you that three other instances he didn't even get through the fifth inning. So
yeah.
there's still very much that problem that you
Yeah,
outlined
it's
too.
like as a fourth or a fifth guy, it's like your 1 and 2 guys should be giving you
Yeah.
every single start should be between 6 and 7 at least, and then your third guy should give you somewhere between 5 and 6. Like your fourth guy probably should get in at least into the fifth, but for someone like that, they keep talking about, they keep touting Will Warren, like like for some reason so highly, even though his stuff isn't great. They keep talking about it, but I'm like, but he's not giving you like especially with how great the Yankees rotation is this year.
Yeah.
It's like, and of course, it's like, everybody's like, oh, well, why are they not, doing better in like, Will Warren's, starts and things like that. I mean, he's 7-2, but I'm saying like, there's still a lot of games where it's no decisions. I'm like, yeah, it's a no decision because you're asking your bullpen to get you, what is that, 12 outs? Like, it's a lot to ask out of your bullpen every time Will Warren, not every time, but a lot of times that Will Warren starts, you don't know if he's going to give you 4 or if he's going to give you. The thing is, he doesn't give you anything past like 6 is his max. That's like I mean,
Yeah,
like,
he's only gone past 6
once
twice
in the
this
last,
year.
yeah,
Twice
yeah,
this year, and then one of those 2 was only 1 out past 6.
yeah. Like, and then when I look at like, especially in his last 10, 3 of them he didn't even get through 5. He got through 4 twice. He got 4 exactly, and then 4 and a third once.
This start against Anaheim has to be the worst, or not worst, the weirdest start maybe that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So here's my question though. When you look at what the Yankees are doing with their pitching and just everything in general, especially the last month, who minus your division, who are you worried about in the AL? Is there any team that you're like, okay, I'm massively concerned come October in the AL where you're just like, is there any team right now where you're like, I don't want to face them if the playoffs started tomorrow?
You said outside of our division?
Yes.
No. The only team I'm concerned about in the AL is Tampa.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the A's, but I think if the A's could, like, they have a lot of young guys that can hit really well. So I think if those guys continue to hit well, and I think if the A's kind of can hang on and hang around in the AL West, I think they can make some noise, believe it or not, as much as crazy as that is to say. But they're one of the teams last year, like we said, that they were pesky. This year they're a little bit more than pesky. Like they're kind of like almost.
There are teams that I think can give us a run for our money, and teams that could. I mean, again, any given Sunday type of thing, right? Any team can beat any team at any time, right?
Yeah.
It's just, but if you're saying like teams that actually concern me going into a series, there's one team in the AL that concerns me, and it's Tampa Bay, and that's because at least once you're going to have to go into freaking Tropicana Field.
Oh yeah.
And that place is our freaking Elm Street.
Yeah.
Never seen that movie, but still.
I don't know why, for the love of God, I don't know why every time we go in there, no matter if it's a 3-game series, a 4-game series, I just expect us to only win one of those games. Every single time we go in there. I expect us to lose.
And that's assuming that stupid ass catwalk doesn't come into play.
I hate that damn thing. So
do I.
I
would never let my cat walk on that thing.
Not even just for the Yankees, but just in baseball in general. The fact that stadium has that catwalk and that affects games so bad. And the thing is, that roof also affects things badly because the ball blends in with the roof.
Yep.
So, like, that stadium, I really wish they would have built that new stadium.
There are plenty of stadia in Major League Baseball that have roofs that don't impact or influence or obstruct or whatever you want to say the flow of the game. There are plenty that have made it happen.
Yeah.
And so, and just because Stuart Sternberg, or who is it now, Pat Zalitsky, just because these guys are not willing to spend on players, you can't update a freaking roof.
Yeah.
Really?
I will say, though,
because these owners are cheap. What have we learned in the CBA?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you scared, Scoop? This is my role as a producer. I come in and out. In, out. Don't get scared. I'm not a villain. Relax. No, but these owners are cheap. This is what it is. You just see it with the new CBA. It's like you want to put the rounds down in the draft and all this stuff. I mean, come on. So
I'm glad you mentioned the draft, because if there's one underrated thing I'm hoping for in this new CBA, please let every draft pick be tradable.
They don't do that?
No.
Okay, and you know that's funny because I just saw Shams Charania ruin my timeline with, here's the 60th pick being traded for cash. I don't care.
How does that ruin your timeline, though?
Dude, My entire day was Shams. The Knicks traded this pick.
I know.
The amount of this is a side tangent. The amount of trades in the NBA, they literally were just like, here's this, here's these second round picks, take them. Here's $200K,
Aloha,
take
Mr.
them.
Wiltsey.
They don't care.
Well,
Aloha. It's so funny to me. It's like, and this is why I hate the NBA draft. After the lottery, no one cares.
Well, see. Here's the thing. I had to care right up until the very end because my damn Pelicans picked 58th overall out of 60.
Why do you care about a 58th overall pick? Nobody cares. This
Nikola
is the
Jokic,
NBA, bro. Nobody cares in the NBA unless you produce. Nobody cares, man. Half of the time, these second round picks are going to be in the G League or best case scenario be in Europe.
Or it's like
it's so rare, more than half.
It
is the most pointless thing in the world. And I'm not saying it's like these guys deserve to get drafted, but I just don't like the fact that it's just this. The teams don't even care about second round picks because literally, Scoop, they will literally if you ask the Pelicans to give you second round selections, they'll just give them to you. That's how much they don't care.
Well,
they don't care.
Well, since you mentioned second round selections, can I talk about one trade real quick?
Oh my God! Stop it! Nobody. This Isaiah Stewart thing proved my exact point. He's not valuable. 3 second round selections. For
it's
guy.
Because of the contract he's on. It's because Memphis is assuming his entire contract.
I get that, but it's like, oh my God, you can't give up one first.
They barely have any firsts.
It's so stupid. The NBA draft.
I assume they're going to get first back when they finally trade Gunboy over there, but.
By the way, I don't know how you feel about the Isaiah Stewart trade because what's going to matter is what happens to Ja. Well, no, but what I'm saying is, how can you make, as much as you love Isaiah, how can you make a determination about the trade when Ja Morant isn't even traded yet?
Well, I mean, ironically, that's about what I was going to say, is that a lot of this is going to hinge on what happens with Ja Morant.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree. It doesn't make them better, though.
But
it doesn't make them better.
Well, part of what I was going to say is this. I think he fits the fabric of what they were doing on the court when they had guys like Dylan Brooks, when they had a very, sort of physical, intimidating style.
Absolutely.
I think that Isaiah Stewart, I consider more of a high IQ version of Dylan Brooks in some capacities, in terms of just his on court sort of disrupting style, the type of guy who's, you hate going up against him and you love him when he's on your team, like the polarizing type of player.
I guess. I mean, look, Duran was much worse than him in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And
they also kept screwing with his minutes. Like that's the whole rotation thing we talked about. They kept screwing with his minutes.
Yes, obviously. But that's the thing though with Isaiah is I like putting him in a place like Memphis where he can actually play rim protection. Right. That's what he's good at. So I think that's the biggest positive is that he can potentially, depending on other moves, actually be the rim protector he was drafted as versus, I have to deal with Duran in the paint and that doesn't help me at all. So that's the thing. So I don't, but 3 second rounders, I mean, I'm saying a 3 second rounders is a bag of chips in the NBA. Nobody cares.
Well, and again, a good amount of that is Detroit wanted to have additional cap flexibility that they basically didn't have, and that's typically what happens in in any league, but especially the NBA.
With the second apron, of course.
With the second apron and with second round picks, typically those ends up being fodder for just give me something so I can move this contract if you're willing to assume the contract entirely, which Memphis is because of the fact. And now keep in mind, now you're putting him with Boozer, who they drafted in, I think it was third overall. So that makes, I think, and what's his name? Windhorst during the draft basically said that John Morant's trading or John Morant being traded is probably happening very soon. So so I think that, again, all these things operating sort of off of one another. Individually, none of the moves tell us all that much. I agree on that. It's how they all play off of one another that I think, and again, we're not going to know that for a little bit of time still.
I think if I was to, because what bothers me about day one and day two, well, day one after the 14 selections and day two,
because it didn't used to be 2 days.
Well, I was fine. I was fine with the move in the second round to day two. I thought it was genius because I was like, listen, round two is like pointless. It's essentially it really only cares about it. Really, you only care about it for summer league, but that's it.
You gotta think about it. Like when it comes to the NBA draft, the first 10 picks are worth it, and then after that, it's like what the hell else is there?
My thought process has always been the lottery selections are what matter. Even if the class is weak, this class is awful. At least right now, as it currently stands before we get into summer league. And honestly, this was one of the few drafts where I think the first maybe 4 or 5 picks mattered, and the rest was just cannon fodder. I just didn't care. But I just we need so the step-in rule exists, but the step-in rule I don't think is doing what it's intended necessarily because it's like we're still just trading. The teams. I'm not saying that there needs to be limitations on trading because I think that's stupid, but just the amount of trades it's ridiculous. You're trading for nothing. You're making cash moves. It's so weird that the GMs are that lenient. And I understand you're seeing that in the NFL and the MLB and all these different sports like they're taking from the NBA, but there is and that's the thing. We had a trade yesterday from I think it was somewhere around the 20th or the 20th to 25th pick. It was a freaking 4-team trade. What?
Yeah.
And I get it. It's the second apron, but look, 2 years ago we had an 8-team trade. Like the fact that this is even allowed, the fact that we are in a position with the second apron where we're just going to allow, like today it was just this team traded this. It is exhausting, and it's exhausting for the simple reason that most of these picks that are being traded, it's virtually nothing. Half of these guys are barely going to make an NBA roster, if that. But that's
why I always say the only picks I care about in the NBA draft every year are the first 10. After that, I don't care.
And it's fine. I extend it to the lottery, but that's fair. I think it's 4 picks more. What's the difference?
Yeah.
I just. Yeah, it does. It makes, first off, I think it makes, number one, I think the ESPN, I think the WNBA draft coverage is better because honestly, the picks actually matter a lot more.
There's also far fewer teams.
That's an accurate point, absolutely. But it's my thing with it. It's like it's one of the drafts, and I don't know. I don't watch the NHL draft as much. Guys can give me that thought process.
That's actually my favorite draft, to be honest.
Okay, I actually want to hear why, because I don't watch it as much as I probably should over the years. But the NBA draft, to me, speaking of, if you want to say what draft is the worst, I think the NBA draft is the worst. I don't like anything about it. I just want to know who got picked, and that's it. Also, before we go to the NHL draft, my biggest problem with the NBA draft, and this has been a problem for a decade, if a team makes a pick and they're supposed to be traded to another team, give them the proper damn hat. Yeah. Also, we need to allow the trades to go through. We need to stop waiting until July or whatever it is to make the trades go through. If Giannis gets traded and he's a Miami Heat yesterday, he's on the Heat, the trade goes through. I don't need to wait an extra month. It doesn't need to be that much. Go, Scoop, please.
Well, it's one last thing that I want to mention about the trading thing, because this is actually relevant. Like I've seen, like Brandon will remember this happened with our most famous alum as far as going into the NBA, Sandro Mamukelashvili. Mm-hmm. That happened when he was drafted. He was drafted by a team that he never played for, but he was drafted with that hat. Isaiah, when he was drafted actually traded twice. He was traded either from Houston to Portland and then Portland to Detroit, or Portland to Houston and Houston to Detroit. I can't remember which order.
It's ridiculous.
I completely agree with you. And then So going over to why I like the NHL drafts, and it's actually, I guess I should say more. It's more with how they do the pre-draft and the lottery of it,
Yes.
because when I don't know how often y'all watch the NHL draft lottery, but
It's fun. It's fun. I'll tell you
because
what.
it's not only is it fun, but how many times have we heard the NBA draft lottery is rigged, the NHL draft lottery is rigged? How often do we hear that? So what the NHL
Every
started
year.
doing a couple years ago is they will take, as the four numbers or whatever it is, they will take each combination of the lottery balls. They will put them online, and then they will put the numbers up next to each team as they're drafting and saying, this is the number that if it's drawn next leads to this team getting either pick 1 or pick 2. I think that level of transparency is something that any league that wants to do a draft lottery, I think it's a show of, for lack of a better phrase, I'll say good faith for the fans.
I just think not good faith. I think the exact word, as you said, is the transparency aspect,
Transparency.
which the NBA just doesn't care about. And also, like, there's just so many like when Victor Wembanyama got drafted, we all knew he was going to get taken there, but the Spurs can't outwardly say, "Oh yeah, we're going to take him."
Yeah.
They're not. It's so annoying.
The only example I can think of a team actually saying we will take this guy before the draft starts was in 2012 with Andrew Luck with the Colts.
Yeah.
Shaq in the 90s.
Yeah,
Shaq, they were very much like.
I'll rephrase that. I'll say when I was alive.
No, like Shaq's. I think Shaq's one with Orlando, I think, started it. Because they were once it was done, they interviewed the owner and the GM, and they're like, "Are you taking Shaq?" They're like, "Yeah, we're just taking."
Yeah,
him. And I think the NBA just got mad for some reason about it.
Well, it's because they're not just looking at it as a sporting event; they're looking at it as an entertainment thing, right? And they think that it interests people more, or it'll drum up more interest if that's completely held private or completely kept private. As if the fans are stupid enough to not know when there's a consensus number one overall player.
I'm gonna go into the dating thing really quick. This is a massive sidebar, but I think when like people, not women, but I think just people in general think about sports and they're like, "Oh, it's so dumb. You're watching a guy kick a ball around. Oh, it's so dumb. You're watching this guy throw this thing around." I think what it really should be is, oh yeah, you spent 2 hours of your day watching people walk up on a stage and walk off. There's nothing dumber than that.
Actually,
nothing.
I can name something dumber, and it's one of my favorite things of sports every year: the trade deadline shows.
How is that dumber than guys walking on a stage?
You're watching people sit around talking about things that may or may not happen for 8 hours.
That's every news station in America.
Actually,
Flash.
Yeah, it does happen. Because Sports Center does it too.
There's nothing. And I look, the NFL Combine is watching guys in Lycra run around. So that
Yeah.
I don't know how much. I mean, I don't think it's worse than guys walking
dumb as
on a
hell,
stage.
but it's not because of that.
It's dumb for a lot of reasons.
I think the Combine's dumb as hell, but it's not because of that. It's just because literally, how did John Ross do in the NFL? Like, it's these guys who get these top records on these different things.
Because people view it badly. Sorry, Scoop, to interrupt. Yeah. People view it badly. People view the Combine as like this end-all be-all of a player when it's just one aspect of it. And by the way, do you see the viewership is down like 15% year over year?
Because
nobody
people
cares.
Realize it doesn't matter. That's my whole damn point.
You know what
no, and I agree. I agree. Watching the NFL Combine, I watched every minute of it this year. It wasn't that bad.
I'm pretty sure we all did because we did those shows on FAH.
Right, but I think the number, if I remember correctly, from Awful Announcing was an average of 480,000 per day. which
I
is
just love
nothing.
that. I love that they call themselves awful announcing. It's just so
I
funny.
love awful announcing. I love those guys. The amount of transparency they have on media in general is fantastic, especially when Alexi Lawless is this bad over the last month.
I didn't even think I was gonna hear his name tonight. Now that I do, I want to throw up.
I don't think okay. This is gonna sound awful.
Oh boy.
There's nobody worse in sports right now than Alexi Lawless.
Not that I can think off the top of my head. No.
I don't think the guy's like trying to be like, we need to call it soccer. No, you don't. No, you don't. Especially when you have Zlatan and freaking Thierry Henry. The whole U.S. thing. Oh, it's so annoying.
That was the one thing that drove me crazy. I was watching because obviously it comes on around lunchtime here when the Pat McAfee show comes on, because I know that they love sports and they're just a bunch of good time guys, but like they talk about, like, you can tell when they don't know about what they're talking about, obviously, when they talk about certain sports, and they're like, oh, I think Alexi Laws gets a lot of like unnecessary hate. I'm like, you guys don't know soccer. He's actually awful.
He's
like,
really bad.
I'm like, he's bad. Like, you don't understand why he got kicked off for a few days, because he's that.
I mean, no,
bad.
he didn't get kicked off. He did exactly what I wanted Fox to do, which is just put him on the road with Rob Stone, because Rob Stone is the only guy who knows how to control him.
Yeah, and then they just reneged on it. They said, no, we're gonna put him back. I'm like, why? Why? Just leave him there. Leave him on the road. Oh.
Put him on the road. He's fine.
Did you see how happy Zlatan and Thierry Henry were that he was gone?
I love that. I love that Zlatan said, "You're welcome, America," and I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, like, there was people like in the comment sections, like under every single Fox soccer post saying Alexi Lawless sucks, get rid of him. He sucks, get rid of him. I'm like, so when Pat McAfee is like saying the complete opposite thing, I'm like, listen, Pat, you are literally the 1%. You're not even the 1%. You're the 0.1% here. We all hate him.
I mean, I'll be honest. People are freaking out about how bad he is now. You and I known for years that he's been bad, because we watch it. He's been terrible for years.
I called him out on something a couple years ago when he was talking about the U.S. men's team a couple years ago. Talking about, oh, this team is so good. I'm like, bro,
and that was during the period where we were like not even going to qualify for the World Cup.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, what are you watching? Like, I'm like, listen, I know you're an American. I know that you are a former soccer player. You are a former U.S. soccer player. But
oh my God.
I don't understand. Like, when he speaks, I cringe. Like, he sat there the other day as I'm watching this, I think maybe 2 days ago. He sat there on the broadcast. Like, Terry gives a little bit of insight. Zlatan gives a little bit of insight. Then they go then there's like a little pause because they know Alexi's coming up next, and then you can see them like start to cringe, like they're
just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, Alexi, what do you think? Because he's just sitting there at the end of the panel, and I'm like, you can tell that they don't want him there. So then because they were
look at this guy's cut when he was playing. I still can't get over that he was allowed to do this.
He looks like a hit. He looks like a hippie, but like, what I don't understand about him is like, the other two, like, you are a former soccer player, no less. Like why is it like that almost every U.S. soccer player has the worst takes of all time when it comes to soccer? That's right. You don't play at the highest competition. You play in the MLS.
I think the best three who are like Americans and actually know soccer is, number one, Carly Lloyd, which she needs to be on these broadcasts a lot more because she's fantastic. And then it's Landon and Tim Howard, because they actually have talked openly how much they hate the U.S. Federation and the soccer system.
A lot of people didn't like Landon at first. I thought he was fine. And then
people came around him over time. I saw you put this up, Scoop, but Yankees postseason chances. I mean, you guys are going to make it, right? I mean, there's not really a question at this point, unless something goes awry.
Yeah, if you're talking about chances of making it, I think that they're well into the 90s.
Unless we're saying like, chances of making a deep playoff run or World Series.
If you're talking about
World Series, like 60, 70, maybe we can put it.
I'm not comfortable going that high. I again, it comes down to two other teams for me. It comes down to Tampa, and it comes down to, excuse me, sorry. Brandon, you want to jump in for a sec?
Yeah, when I think about the chances here, I'm gonna tell you why I give it about a 33% chance, 1/3, because
for a World Series,
for a
like a
World
World
Series,
Series berth. I'm saying berth, not winning the thing. Berth.
but I'm gonna tell you why, because the 33% is obviously because the Yankees are that talented. Then here's where the other 66 comes in, because the other team, like Scoop said, is the Rays, that worry me, and then the other team is what happens if the Yankees' bad side rears its ugly head. So you have the good Yankees, the Rays, and the bad Yankees. So it's like that's why I'm giving it 33%. I'm like, there's a 33% the Yankees will make it there. There's a 33% the Rays will kill us, and there's a 33% that the Yankees will literally turn into 2023 and collapse and just fall
Please,
apart.
The one thing that excites me is I'm excited to see Jazz complain about the bad weather once we hit October. Again.
I
It's like, why did you not hit the ball? Well, did you see it's like 50 degrees
tried-
out? It's October, you idiot.
I tried so hard to not bring up that sucker, no pun intended, but oh my God, when you are pissing off your own manager to the point where he's talking about it on a show, basically said, Jazz pissed me off on freaking whatever the hell that name of that show is, Talking Yanks.
Was he on Talking Yanks? I love when he's on Talking Yanks because he's actually
you cut out so badly, you turned it to Robot Rob.
Yeah.
I think I also saw you guys cut out. Am I good?
Yeah, I think we all did. Something happened where it dropped. I think we're okay now.
I think we're good. Yeah, and then so continue on Jazz.
I didn't hear anything after that.
No, that's all I was saying. I love when he's on Talking Yanks because he just doesn't care. He'll say the stuff that the media media that's interviewing him in a post game.
That's what I love.
He will actually say the stuff. And yeah, he's cautious, but he's not he'll and also I think he respects that they actually watch Yankees baseball.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? So
well, not only did they actually, I think part of it also might be the fact that like he's choosing to do this. It's not like a contractual obligation. Like he's actively choosing to go on to, this show. And like you said, I love when he does it. I've watched increasingly more and more. I didn't used to really watch Talking Yanks in the very beginning. And I make a point to watch them, especially when Boone goes on, because they literally will say, like he will give them straight up information. They'll be like, who's going to be on the bench in the next game, or they'll say, what was or they'll ask, what was the decision or what went into the decision to play, let's say, Volpe over Caballero. Let's use that as an example.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Jay gave us like gold on our Instagram, on our DMs. He's like, I need Anthony Volpe out of here. And it made me die of laughter because it's not. I feel like it's not only Yankees fans saying this. I feel like we're getting to a point where the rest of Major League Baseball fandom is like, this guy is not good. And we're tired of him.
You know what's funny is like he's on since like the last 2 weeks, he's on a good streak of hitting. But the thing is, Volpe does this every year where he gets people to believe again, where he has a 2 or 3 week just stretch where he's just hitting the lights out, and then he's playing well, and then he goes into a 2-month depression where it's like, okay, then he sucks. This is the real Anthony Volpe. Like,
well, the fielding's always been bad, right?
Yeah. And even in this series, he struggled a little bit. But like, it's just with
it's
him,
Godfather 3. Just when they thought he was out, he pulls us back in.
Yeah, it's like he's done well the last few games, like hitting wise. Like he's getting 2 hits a game, 1 big hit a game, whatever it is. But it's like, but when you've got Caballero also playing well, I'm like, and Caballero's not asking to play the outfield. Like he just has to out of necessity at this point. But like I'm somebody where it's like
Cabby back now might help that.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I still believe in my heart of hearts that Caballero should be our starting shortstop and Volpe should be backing him up. That's
I think that's
half
fair.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I half agree with you.
Yeah,
What's the other half, Scoop?
I'd put Volpe back at second where he belongs.
That's
That's
see, it's
fair.
like the only thing that you sacrifice with that is
Is
and
what
because
Jazz Chisholm?
no, but Jazz is still a better hitter than Volpe is overall. Like it might not show recently in the last week or two, but Jazz is still a better hitter, and he's a better base runner than Volpe.
I need to buy Scoop a copy of MLB The Show with Jazz on the cover at this point. And just make
I
it frame
have
on the
that
wall.
damn game.
Do
listen,
you
like,
have the wait? Do you have like a physical copy of it?
I don't remember. I typically buy the digital copies.
Oh my god! I should
don't
get you a physical copy and have you frame it behind you.
don't get me
Frame
wrong.
it.
Like
That's
don't
gonna
get me wrong.
become my friggin' sleep paralysis demon.
I'm not a Jazz fan either, but and listen, they both piss me off for a lot of reasons. But I think to me, like when
Jazz is
both
a
guys
million times
don't
worse to
feel
me.
when both guys don't field well, and when both guys like one guy the problem with Jazz is he's not a locker room problem, but it technically is. He's a head case. And Volpe says and does the right things, but Volpe's also shown a little bit of like he was the kind of pissed when he didn't get the starting shortstop job over Caballero.
I don't mind a player being pissed. I mind a player taking it out on his own team.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'd actually want a player to be pissed if he's not starting. Like you'd want your players to want to start.
Yeah, and that's why I said for even going back to last year, I wanted Caballero to start immediately over Anthony Volpe because Caballero's a gamer.
Ow.
So like,
What happened, Scoop? Why do you hurt yourself every show?
The thing is with when it comes to like Jazz and Volpe at second, like I think Jazz has the better range. He's more athletic than Volpe. He just is. But I mean, they both can't field, but Jazz is still more athletic. It's just that the biggest problem with Jazz is if he took the game seriously, he'd be such a damn good player.
Everyone knows this.
Here's
Even
the thing.
casual fans like myself who can't watch every single game.
Well, see, here's the issue that I have. Volpe knows he's not that athletic.
Yeah.
Jazz thinks he's more athletic than he is.
Yeah. It's like they're on like two ends of the spectrum where it's like one guy is kind of what you don't want in a player in terms of like the personality and the head case stuff, and then the other guy is also what you don't want in a player just because he sucks. Or at least he's worse, I should say. But like to me, when both guys, and I said this before, but when both guys aren't great fielders, and when both guys just are streaky kind of hitters. But the thing is, Jazz, I like more. Jazz is more pop in his bat. Jazz is a better base stealer, and I think he just kind of edges out Volpe in that regard. Where I'm like, Jazz to me is still the better player right now, but it's just like I just don't buy into the Volpe hype every time he has 2 weeks of good baseball because I know he's gonna come back down to earth. So it's like I'm somebody where it's like he's done this every year of his career so far, where he'll literally have he'll be literally counted out, left for dead, have 2 great weeks where he's batting over 300 and over 800 OPS and all these kinds of things, and then after that 2-week stretch, he slowly game by game starts to then fall off, and then all of a sudden you look up at the end of August, early September, and he's batting 202, and it's like it's like that's why for me I'm like. To me, like I know Jazz he won't always be a 270, 280 hitter, but he's not going to be where Anthony Volpe was at his worst either. Like I still have like as much as I don't like either player.
But that's the thing is you're relying at that moment. You're relying on pure age being the biggest factor in his regression. I have to wonder what I'm getting from a personality and effort standpoint on a day-to-day basis with Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah.
Are you just going to be a damn space cadet today with, your hearing aids, not hearing aids, excuse me, your, what are they called?
The earbuds.
With your
earbuds thing.
Your earbuds falling out, your dum-dum, I don't know why we're committing cannibalism on the field, but your dum-dum stuck in your mouth.
And it's crazy because, like, and we talk about this when it comes to bolt. Like, everybody has their reasons for not. Who was revving an engine outside of my house at 12:45 in the morning?
Boom, boom, boom.
Like, did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
No, I just saw Rob
Formula
sound
One?
like a
What was
lawnmower.
that? Like,
Rob sounded like a lawnmower just then.
That wasn't me. That was Brandon.
No,
My
you
window.
mimicking it did that.
Yeah, my window is closed shut completely, and the fact that you guys can hear it through my window into my microphone, and you can hear it come out on your guys' end is ridiculous.
No, I could only hear Rob's reenactment of the situation. I couldn't.
No,
hear it.
I heard that. I heard that because I got my headphones in.
I don't know where this thing is going. I can't even focus because it's so damn loud outside my house for some reason.
Oh my God. All right, wait. Can I transition you guys into a complaint I have about the World Cup? Or do you
go
want
ahead.
to
Go for it.
Okay, I made a mistake.
Uh-oh.
I made a crucial mistake.
About
48 teams was stupid. I'm experiencing World Cup burnout. This is awful.
I told you we said it.
There's way too many games.
Yes.
Starting today, there are 8 games a day until Friday night. 8 games a day.
And if I remember correctly, doesn't the final not happen for almost another month?
Yep.
Dude, here's the thing. When we get to the knockout stage, I'm all in. It's the knockout stage. If you mess up, you're out. But 8 games a day.
That's why, because I knew we were going to get to this point. That's why I'm only focusing on like the teams that we care about, which is the U.S. and Portugal. It's the only thing I care about. Like, I don't care. Like, I will watch.
Oh, by the way, South Korea. What were you doing today? You're not making it. Cape Verde has a better chance of making it through than you do.
I love that. I love that kid. I don't get me wrong. I kind of forgot about this. I knew this when I was little, but I forgot about it over the years. I forgot that Cape Verde is a Portuguese country.
It is.
Their official language is Portuguese, and even though they're an African country, they only speak Portuguese, nothing else, which I always found interesting. But
yeah. And this is gonna switch to my other thing. It makes me think about the NFL actually. And how I'm scared of how the NFL is going to go. Because honestly, even one NFL game a night would piss me off.
Yeah.
Like Monday through Friday. It would piss me off. I'm fine if it's the holiday season and stuff. That's fair. Yeah. I'm fine that opening night's on a Wednesday. That's fair. But it's like the NFL increasingly, especially if something happens with the antitrust exemption, Monday on we're slowly creeping towards like Monday on ESPN, Tuesday on Apple TV, Wednesday on Netflix, Thursday on Prime. Like
oh God, please no.
We are rambling fast to that reality.
Like
I get it. The World Cup's on Fox, but all I'm saying is like the amount, like I'm at World Cup fatigue level, and we knew we were gonna get there, right? But I didn't think it was gonna come this fast. By the middle of match day 2, I was like, just get me to the knockouts.
Yeah,
a bunch of these teams, and I get it. Canada lost, and it sucked because they could be playing at home and they have short rest, whatever. They'll probably be fine against South Africa anyway. Even the round of 3 2 games are not going to be that interesting. There's a lot of them you're probably just gonna be like honestly, USA versus Bosnia. I'm not that concerned about Bosnia next week. Yeah. I'm not, so it's like, and so I'm just bothered by this thing where it's like we live in this reality with sports. It's like more is better, and I to an extent yes, but also to an extent no, because then you're oversaturating the living hell out of it. And I would argue that the quality of soccer the past month, or the quality of football, whatever you want to say, has actually not been that good.
Yeah.
Just across the board. So I mean,
you gotta think about it this way too. Like we talked about, like expanding it and how bad that was going to be for soccer. But it's like, you gotta think about this. And they mentioned this today. And I'm glad because Mike Grella mentioned this on the Pat McAfee show today. He said, and because he's a guy who's been around the game for like 20 years, 30 years, whatever it is. So he's been around the game forever. But he even said, he was like, and he flat out said this, and he was like, he's like, no disrespect to the team, to the like the lesser teams in the tournament, but he's like, it's ridiculous to have an expanded field because like there's teams here that shouldn't be here because
Right.
because like he's like Uzbekistan. He basically, to paraphrase, he basically said Uzbekistan. What the hell is that? Because he's like
I mean, yeah.
he's like the only the only place he's like out of the starting 11, 10 of those guys play in their own country, in their own league, and they've never
yes.
seen professional soccer in their life. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
I originally was okay with it through match day 1 of the group stage, and then through the middle of match day 2, I was like, oh, this is too much.
Yeah.
And these games aren't interesting, and I'm just waiting for the round of 32 to do anything. Like, I just don't.
And even the round of 32 is not going to be too interesting because, like we said, it's an extra round. But here's the problem with an extra round also is you're going to have the top teams in the groups facing the third team to make it out of the group. So they're going to smack the living crap out of the third team that they face.
And if they don't, we're going to have a serious conversation about whoever that is.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it'll make for an interesting story. But you know, but those, like, especially with the knockout stages, teams also know that this is you don't have another game to play after this if you lose. So those top teams will also elevate their play. So I don't expect a third team out of a group to beat the top team in a group. I don't. It's
maybe Belgium if they go through as the third, because that's probably the only intriguing thing.
Congo could if they get through.
Yeah, they're interesting. I don't. I originally liked it, and then I began to realize. I think we all began to realize slowly but surely that these top teams are not taking the group stage seriously.
I never liked it when we were going through the groups. We were picking like our you know, who's going to finish in the 1, 2, 3, 4 spots for each group. We were doing that on the show. I even said, I'm like, what the hell is Uzbekistan doing in a group with Portugal and Colombia? Like, what the hell is that? Like, I'm like, there's no way that team's gonna finish anything other than fourth.
And props to South Africa. Okay, it's great that you made their knockout stage for the first time in your country's history. That's awesome. Now, was South Korea terrible the whole tournament? Yeah. And I mean, they still could make it in, but it's like, those kind of feel-good stories are good, but I don't expect them to go much further than that. I don't expect Canada to lose to them on Saturday. I don't expect that whatsoever.
Oh, you know what I find interesting? Because I'm thinking about this, especially after and I say we because I am part Portuguese. Yes, I'm American, but I am part Portuguese.
You're wearing the jersey. You can say we.
Yeah, that we blew out Uzbekistan, but I was also thinking about this because they keep calling it. They keep saying that, at least for a lot of the guys, it's their last dance.
Yeah.
But is it really for Ronaldo when the next World Cup's in Portugal?
Yeah. Dude, he's in his 40s. I think if any, you realize that he's not only going to be an ambassador for that World Cup, he's also the primary ambassador for the Saudi Arabian World Cup in 34.
Well, yeah.
And we know he's not going to play in that.
I'm just thinking that I wonder if not that he plays one more, but if they just put him on the bench like they're doing for Neymar in Brazil and just saying, here's your spot.
I that's a whole different thing because I just can't believe Neymar's even on the roster.
But that's
when he's not healthy enough.
But you know how much of a draw it would be to have Ronaldo on the port. I mean, I know he's old. He is. We know that. But just in general, having him there to play for Portugal in that World Cup. Like,
I guess, but 44-year-old Ronaldo, really?
I mean, at 41, he scored. I mean, listen, I don't care who the opponent is. He scored. He had a brace, and we didn't think he was going to score at all.
I think Messi's going to be at 41, 42. Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't see it either. But I don't rule it out as quick as everyone else is.
Do you think he's playing in the UK Euro in the Euros in 2 years? Do you think he's going over to the UK and playing in those Euros in 2 years' time? I don't think so.
I think it depends on what happens here. Like,
but I think it also he hasn't been very good in Saudi Arabia. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he can still do it against the lower tier countries and whatnot. But if he's playing against like literally, I don't expect him to do anything. I don't expect him or Messi because everybody's like giving Messi the old reach around treatment.
I think take Messi aside, they are the best. They're the best constructed team in this tournament.
They're the
best. They're the best right now, and I don't think it's relatively close.
They're the best defense. They're the best defensively. Offensively, I have problems because it's like all you gotta do is throw basically two guys on Messi and see where it goes.
It's kind of ironic that it is, and I'm not comparing England to Argentina. I don't think they're close in talent at the moment, but you see England's back line against Ghana, for example.
Yeah.
And we were concerned about England's back line. So even if they play a lesser opponent, I mean, the Ghana game was worrying. Not that they needed it, but it was worrying. Like, so
like when I think about all the guys who are older in this tournament, like a Messi, like a Ronaldo, etc. Like, everybody's talking about like, and obviously they're still great because they still command a lot of respect. They command a lot of attention when they get on the pitch and things like that, and rightfully so, because even still, if you even look at, because everybody was making fun of Ronaldo in the game against Congo, but he's being triple teamed, and then the rest of the team is just not creating any plays for him. They're not servicing him. So I'm like, what do you want Ronaldo to do when he is 41? It doesn't matter if he's 41 or 31 in his prime. If he's getting triple teamed, you got to find other ways around that, because that's where you have to use him successfully as a decoy, because he's commanding all that attention. So older players can still be useful if you know how to use them. Portugal didn't know how to use Ronaldo against Congo, but they figured it out against Uzbekistan, because they figured, hey, we got to throw more crosses into the box. We got to give him the ball in space. We have to spread the pitch more, like spread out.
I mean, it did feel like the game was over after the first goal, which is what you needed. So, I mean, yeah.
Like, but the thing is, like, I always think about it, like, everybody is like, it's still an impressive feat. Like, yes, they're older, right? And we always talk about like how quarterbacks in the NFL can play until they're 42, 43, whatever it is. Like, and of course, Brady played till he was 45. And Ronaldo has said before he wanted to play till he was 45, which means that this would not be his last World Cup if he did so. But I also think that you also understand that obviously soccer, football is physically demanding too, but soccer, you are constantly running for 90 minutes.
And not only that, and we've had this not here, but we've had this conversation for years. Doesn't matter where you play in the world. You're playing. If you're on a national team, you're playing the entire year.
Yeah.
You're playing 365.
Yeah.
And that wears. It's obvious.
Football's only what, 20 weeks in total. So
they're just dramatically different, but the wear of that is, I mean, even for Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia, you could see it wearing on him a little bit.
Yeah.
At the club level, especially with the injury concerns that and then of course we have to mention Neymar. I mean, his leg is just tape at the moment. You know what I mean? I
look at Neymar, and everybody keeps trying to group him with like the greats, and I'm like,
his fall from grace was so bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't really his fault. I mean, he tore his ACL, he tore his Achilles, and by that point, or I think it was an ACL and Achilles. By that point, it was over.
And
point, it was over.
And soccer, for any player, soccer is all about your legs. So it's like, if you don't have it, you're not going to play anymore, basically. So
there's a reason he's back at his boyhood club in Brazil and not in any of the top leagues in the world. There's a reason for it.
I like, the thing is, like, I kind of, it's not his fault and things happen. But the thing is, like, I always think about that when we talk about other players in other sports, where it's like very high peak but not long enough to be great. Yeah. Like, that's how I look at Neymar. Super high peak, not long enough to be considered on that level of a Pele, Ronaldo, Messi, etc.
No way.
Like,
at his height, yeah, but it was so short lived.
Yeah.
just in the grand scheme of a career. Also, I do love that Americans don't know who Erling Haaland is.
That's yeah.
I can't do that. Are you serious?
The memes about him chasing down I forget what team they were playing, chasing down the soccer player that had the ball at his feet because he's like this running at him. I'm like,
Dude,
that is the scariest thing.
He's
to
like
ever
he's
see.
like at the beach, and it's clearly Erling Haaland, and he tricks these people that he's not a professional soccer player. What? The guy is like tall and dude.
Like,
And that's what's funny about this World Cup is like, yeah, it's awesome and everything, but it is funny the amount of Americans who don't know any of the top players in the world right now.
Yeah,
They just know who Messi and Ronaldo is, and it's
That's
like
it.
Erling Haaland needs to be up there.
yeah, like
Seeing how Norway's playing,
I mean,
like
to be fair, I know a lot of names. I couldn't tell you most by the face.
if you
what? If
think
I
about
give
it
you
this way.
Erling Haaland's face, you won't immediately like
Hell
one-to-one
no.
that.
Hell no.
Damn,
see,
you play Football Manager.
I couldn't tell you one person's face.
Jesus. Okay.
yeah, it's like, you know
That's
what
a
I'm
problem.
thinking? Like, if you ask
But you're
the
also
average-
young on that. But like you're also
Well,
young, so I
yeah.
get that. But I'm saying just general Americans that are like, I'm getting hype about the World Cup. Yeah, do you know who these people are?
Oh, do you like, if you ask the average American like who James Rodriguez is, they wouldn't be able to tell you who the hell that is. I'm like, okay, of course you don't. So stop watching it. Like, don't say the US is gonna win the World Cup when you can't name me any player outside of Messi or Ronaldo. Don't do that.
He
Don't
called
do that.
Pulisic a top 5 player in the world.
Oh my god. That's
Oh,
that's
speaking-
one of the
sorry.
worst takes I've heard. That's one of the worst takes I've heard. And,
Yes.
and like
Did
after
you see
every
how bad he struggled at AC Milan this year? It wasn't that. It
Like,
was
Bro,
awful.
you mentioned FM. Did I tell you that the team that the FM save that I did I tell you that it got better when Pulisic got hurt?
That's so stupid.
like
You
Like,
really,
it was-
I cannot believe how bad FM 26 is. It's a really bad game compared to 25.
making Tim Ream captain is when the team took off.
Oh, Tim Ream is a cap. He's like an alternate captain. In real life.
No, but like making him primary captain is when the team.
That's so
I
funny.
will never understand.
Did you win a World Cup with Curacao or Cape Verde yet?
I went and I did another one and I won a second one with the US.
Oh, dude, no, it's too easy for you now. You got to go to Curacao.
Somebody
Curacao? Okay, I haven't tried Curacao
Do
yet.
Curacao and then do Cape Verde.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody needs to give. Well, I know it's easy because of our ranking in the world, but Portugal doesn't have one. Give us one in FM if we don't get one in real life.
Okay.
But he can if he can do it with the stupid U.S. national team, he can do it with Portugal and his eyes closed.
The stupid US dash.
Like it's crazy. Like if we can,
I can't believe Scoop has better tactical awareness than Arnie Slot did with Liverpool this year.
Oh jeez. I mean, yeah. I'm
not wrong.
Like I like, to me, I hate that the announcers, commentators, excuse me, they don't say announcers in the other part of the world, that the commentators said after the Portugal Uzbekistan game, they're like, oh, this is the version of Portugal we get the rest of the tournament, then watch out. I'm like, don't say that, you just jinxed us. I'm like, don't say that.
I mean, they are British, so you know why? If you don't want to get bothered by the commentary, watch it on Telemundo. It's a better product anyway.
I've heard that Telemundo has the best broadcasting ever. I don't care if I can't understand it. I just want to be able to yell "goal" for 30 seconds and lose my mind.
Telemundo's like, I haven't put on Telemundo because, as I said, I like kind of talking about Fox and what they do, so I'm gonna watch Fox. But Telemundo's pretty great. They know what they're doing. They actually Telemundo is one of the only stations on your local cable package that does soccer every weekend. So are you surprised?
I can turn on Telemundo in the middle of February when nothing is on, and I can literally watch
there's Liga MX just randomly on your
Mexican soccer game. I'm like, this is phenomenal. Yes. Like, I don't know who the hell is playing. I don't know what the hell they're saying, but I love it anyway. Like,
No,
it's
Telemundo's been great.
like
And,
it's
and
like,
guess
like
what? No stupid ads during the hydration break.
oh, it's so good. Thank God. Like, I have to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I have to watch it. I need to watch it. Like, because I grew up with Telemundo in my house. Well, like, because I'm gonna piss off a lot of Portuguese and Spanish people at the same time, but my Portuguese great grandmother, when she was still alive, she understood Telemundo because Spanish is still close enough to Portuguese where it's understandable.
Yeah,
So,
is this
so
Latin?
it's all
Right?
yeah,
Latin,
the
okay.
Latin languages. So she used to watch Telemundo like when I used to go over her house and she would babysit me, and obviously there's a language barrier there between obviously my a great grandmother and her great grandson. I'm speaking English and she's speaking Portuguese. But yet my cousin would translate for me, so I made it easy so we could talk back and forth. But but it was like growing up with that in my house or at her house, and like going over there every summer after school ended because my grandfather couldn't watch me because he was still working at the time. So I got a lot of that like Portuguese and Spanish culture, and so I love. There's a special place in my heart, even though I can't understand it when someone speaks it, I can still read it and understand it if it's spoken slowly. Like just because I'm picking up on it from being a little kid, having that on in the house and things like that. So
Yeah.
so like I can't understand it, but I will absolutely watch a soccer game on Telemundo. I just remind me to, because when I have
Yeah,
the chance,
I think for the US game we should just watch it on Telemundo.
sign me up. Sign me up. I will
With
absolutely do that.
Scoop, are we doing that tomorrow instead of our regular scheduled time?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
Are we doing that? We're watching
Yeah.
USA Turkey and
Yeah,
Paraguay.
a game that doesn't matter because the U.S. already clinched the group and Turkey's
Well-
already eliminated.
Well. The thing is, I also want to keep an eye and talk about Paraguay, Australia, because that's really gonna that is
Yeah.
gonna be way more interesting for me.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing I think I'm just trying to think about like what else, because I know we have to cover so much stuff, but if there's one thing I think I kind of want to start thinking about, at least for just preliminary stuff, is the NHL stuff, the trades and stuff that are going on, because we're getting into that part of the year.
yeah,
Where the-
it's
we
crazy,
still-
isn't it?
Yeah.
And well, also, I don't know if anybody looked at. I think it was Sean Sharania who said it. I don't recall exactly who, but we could be getting some news about the Charlotte Hornets in the next day or two.
Mm.
With LaMelo, I get
LaMelo.
it, and here's why I get it. The freak injuries are a problem.
Yeah,
They are a massive problem.
They
so I
are,
get it.
yeah.
But I think
I
we
mean,
were
they
all
had him
waiting.
they had him on the block in the last 12 months.
Yeah, and I thought Charlotte was really good last year. I don't. Oh my God! So what? Jaylen Brown for LaMelo Ball? Is that what we're gonna do? Probably.
No,
I'm just throwing it out there. I know. I don't think. I think Boston has to trade. Boston has to trade Jaylen Brown. He's clearly upset.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think Boston wants a big man for him.
They don't need one. Why? They have young big men everywhere.
I just what I heard today is that they were trying to get a big man in return.
That's bizarre. Oh my God. I'm just the Raptors.
I also don't know who's coming off their books in 26.
It doesn't matter who's coming off their books. For Boston, they're basically in the second apron anyway.
But I'm just saying you're talking about they don't need one. I'm saying I don't know if they have ones coming off the books that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, it's just they have a young team and they have a lot of young depth in general. I don't know if it's necessarily big one, but they have a lot of young depth. If I'm Toronto,
Well,
am I really trading Scotty Barnes? Brandon Ingram, I probably would do it if I'm Toronto.
Well,
I'm just trying to think about who else would be interested. And we heard Toronto is interested, but like, does Toronto have a package that they would take? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: is I don't think that I think you publicized it too much that you were going to be trading Brown if you got Giannis. I think that you have to trade him now.
I mean, look, he's getting moved. I just don't like Giannis. To me, was the only reasonable package.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you all this. And I'm not trying to be like that crazy fan. I'm genuinely asking this question. Yves Missy for Jaylen Brown. Who says no?
Are you kidding me? Are you? I'm sorry, Scoop. That is one of the stupidest things you ever said on the history of this show. What
asking
kind
you.
of crack are you smoking? What is that? Yves Missy for Jaylen Brown.
Not one for one. The cap wouldn't work. I'm just saying not.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm not saying automatically. I'm saying in general, the cap wouldn't work. But I'm
Would you
saying
do
in general,
okay, fine.
is that a deal you entertain?
Fine, then give me Zion. Fine, then give me Zion. If I'm Boston, you give me Zion. Would you do it?
Would I do it? I've been wanting Zion traded for 2 years.
Yeah. Would you do
I
it?
would do.
If
I would do that. Yes.
Okay. Yves Missy, I don't know why you would get rid of him. He's too young to get rid of. And I get the depth isn't that great. And I understand you're not saying straight up, but I think the only salary that makes sense is Zion. So that's where I think they're out.
That's the tough thing, right? Because I think that there's a deal you can make that does involve those players that I mentioned, but because of, like you said, cap and everything else, I think the other pieces, I think, is where it falls apart.
Also, you don't. This is the problem with the Pelicans thing. Now I see what you're bringing down. Do you want another guard? Do you need another guard? Do you want a regular shooting guard if you're the Pelicans?
Well, because here's the thing. I'm almost certain we're trading Trey Murphy. I think we're trading Dejounte Murray at some point. So and this is the thing that I keep mentioning, and it's like what I said earlier with Isaiah Stewart. Any deal that I'm talking about right now, I'm looking at in the context of a bunch of other a bunch of other things that are happening.
Right.
So
I don't. Again, my biggest thing with the Pelicans at the moment is Zion is the domino, and he's been the domino for years, and he's not falling.
The problem is that he spent too much time at Domino's.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Yes. Brandon, is Michael Porter Jr. on the table for you guys, like in mid-season, probably? Yeah. No, I don't think he's on the table now.
I mean, it depends.
You get something that you like.
It depends where we are mid-season. If we're in a good play-in spot, then no. If we're outside of that, like if we're crap again, then yeah. Like if we're no different than last year, then yeah, he's movable at that.
Also this year he's an expiring, so you have a lot more leverage now that he's an expiring, which is why you kept him this year anyway.
And the thing is, I want to see what we do with him with them as a group, because we were starting. It seems like we're starting to finally build back what we've lost over the years since the Kenny Atkinson era. So it seems like we're finally starting to build it back. But I think that if they continue down this road of like, hey, maybe add another piece or two going into this season, maybe see if you can make some noise, then we'll see, especially if MPJ plays as well as he did last year, because he played really well last year for us. If he continues that, plus the expiring contract thing, we have all leverage in the world, we can get a good haul for him. And I think that's kind of what the Nets are banking on. But like I said, if you're in that kind of play-in spot, then it's going to be tough, because you don't want to, especially if he's a key contributor, then you don't want to give that up, because you want to have that chance to make the playoffs. So,
all right, Scoop, that's the best I can do at the moment.
The best you can do.
Yeah, that's the best I could get done in a short notice.
Oh, sorry. So
Zion, DeJounte for Brown, and Baylor Shireman, which I don't really love.
No, I don't like that at all.
So I think if I look at Yves Missy's deal at the moment, Where is he? He is 3 years at 3.3. It is tradable, but I wouldn't get rid of him at that salary. Is the issue? I probably wouldn't. I'm trying to think. But yeah, continue, Brandon, on the Brooklyn thing, because I think it is important to talk about what they might do.
The more I think about kind of what we can do, it's tough because honestly, see, getting Randall that's why it's a bit weird because you've got and this is why I like what we did, but I also kind of Randall doesn't fit the timeline of what the Nets are trying to go for. And
is he he might also be a mid-season acquisition for somebody else he plays well enough.
He could, but the thing is, I think that they also brought him there with the intention of, hey, he's going to be a difference maker for us this year, and then he's going to along with him and MPJ and Sharp now starting at center. He basically stole Claxton's job last year because Claxton's just been fading away each year. I think they believe that those three, especially with their height and with their shooting, with all three can shoot well for bigger guys, and they can all facilitate in a bunch of different ways. So, I think I can see the vision of what we're going for this year, but I think that if I'm looking at kind of who's on the table, I don't think Randall would be after just halfway through the season. You brought him here for a reason, to be an impact player. You didn't bring MPJ, you didn't bring Michael Porter Jr. here to be, Randall is somebody where teams have tried to build around. You don't build around MPJ. So, the way I'm thinking is, you're bringing, you've got them both here this year to see if you can make noise. If you don't make noise, then it's movable, and then you just roll forward with the young guys. So Demon, MBJ, the guy you just drafted, point guard, and Sharp. So,
sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead. That's good done.
So I went on the Fanspo one to look at what you were doing.
I'm just on ESPN's trade machine, just fooling around, seeing what's available here.
Yeah, I matched it up, and so I tried, and this is what I think they would probably be looking at doing if it involved the players I mentioned. So it'd be Murray, Murphy, and Missy. Say that 3 times fast.
Triple M. Yeah.
Yeah, for Brown, and then I assume it would involve probably another cheap-ass player and draft picks. That works cap-wise. The only issue is that the Pels would have to add 2 very cheap players to get to the 14 roster compliance. But
yeah, I don't. I mean, they wouldn't do that straight up. It's not enough. It's not enough talent value compared to Jaylen Brown. So that's why Zion has to be in it, in my opinion, because then you actually have a proper talent gap. Oh, so this does go straight up. Okay, yeah. I see what Toronto's thinking here. So, I mean, Toronto wouldn't do this, but I just wanted to see what it would look like. I don't think they would do this, but that's there. When I'm looking at Toronto, though, and for those audio listeners, I just put Brown and Barnes in a straight up deal just out of curiosity. Well, they're more okay. So I wanna look at Charlotte really quick. If I do this and then do this, I mean, I know they wouldn't do this though. Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, they wouldn't do Boyles. Maybe, okay, if I just try this, okay, just throw these 2 in. So I'll do Ingram, Barrett, LaMelo, and then I'll throw in probably Kobe White. I like how this just became NBA Trade Simulator night. Well, yeah, because the thing is that
Well,
I'm trying to just hypothetically think about salaries and what teams
Yeah,
would
same.
actually
That's
do.
where because I completely in my brain I completely lose track of who makes what without having it in front of me.
I don't love this, but if I'm Charlotte, I see this. If I'm Toronto, I see this. Ingram, Barrett, LaMelo, Bridges. It's not enough. There would
yeah.
have to be more. That's not enough at all. But I'm throwing things at a wall here. So that's throwing something at a wall. Oh, Minnesota. Okay, so Minnesota. Let me just quickly look at Minnesota here. Okay, Minnesota. Gobert goes for sure. Gobert goes because they have Nas. That's what it is. And then if I go Charlotte, LaMelo, Gobert, that goes through straight up. So they would, yeah. Okay, so Gobert would have to be involved. At least in my book. The salaries are $2 million off.
Well, that's kind of what I thought that would kind of work because Gobert, you gotta remember, former defensive player of the year,
How
really
old
good.
is he?
Rudy
I
Gobert, he's in his 30s.
Yeah, I was gonna say but he is
He's not
declining.
young.
He's you have pros and cons of both. Lamelo's an explosive guard that can be kind of what Anthony Edwards would need in with next to him in that it'd kind of give him a duo there in Minnesota.
Yeah,
And
and
then
again, I think you could just slot Nas Reed into the center spot,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No. And the thing is, what was the big problem with Charlotte in the playoffs or in the play-in, this past season was, not really having a good big.
Yeah,
So
I mean, just look at the roster here as I'm scrolling through. There's a mass lack of size.
yeah, so I mean
Um,
that would make sense straight up.
Musa Diabate is their only, and Kalk is your
Yeah,
only big man. So
but Cog plays more of like that new style of big where it's like he's more of a shooter.
yeah, he's not a rim protector as much.
No,
He
yeah.
gets rebounds, but he's not a rim protector.
Yeah.
I mean, it would not be done straight up. I'm just again throwing stuff at a wall. I think Kobe White is maybe tradable. 1 year, 12 million. Con Knipple, they're obviously not getting rid of. My Bridges is always tradable for me. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's necessary for what they need at the current moment. So, and obviously Williams' contract can be chucked into anything if you're just looking at it in terms of a contract situation. So, but yeah, that's what I got at the moment, I guess. Overall, can the Miami Heat do anything at the moment with their current roster if they wanted to?
I don't even know because who the hell wants what they have outside
So
of the obvious?
think about what this roster is as it's currently constructed. So your point guard is Davion Mitchell,
Which I don't really like.
which I don't like at all. He's an okay assist man, not much. You have Bobby Portis. You have Andrew Wiggins. Norman Powell's a free agent. You probably need to convince Norm to come back,
Yeah.
which good luck, honestly. Wiggs is fine. And then it's Bam and Giannis. The rest of this roster is nothing.
But
It's just a bunch of nothing.
This roster is really three guys for this year. It's Giannis, Bam, and Powell. Because I don't think Wiggins. We know Wiggins is not that special.
Okay, but yes, what if Powell leaves in free agency?
What is
it? Then what is it?
What I'm saying, you've only got 1 year of those three together, and then you don't know what the hell's going to happen.
I'm saying Powell is a free agent now. So if you lose him,
yeah, but I think he stays because all signs are pointing to him staying.
yeah.
So,
but still, Davion's your point guard.
yeah, and their bench is a whole lot of nothing. So
whole lot of developmental pieces.
yeah,
Um,
I can't see Miami like, and so many Miami fans are like, oh, well, this takes us from being a play-in to being like the 7th seed. I'm like, well, no, because Giannis by himself at the end of the Milwaukee years was not doing anything either. So,
yeah.
what does he got? Bam next to him? Yeah, what's that going to do? Yeah, you're going to play good defense, but if you don't score because you don't have any guards, you have no shooters, nothing like that, you're not going to win a lot of games anyway. So
I like this core for Milwaukee now. I do like it.
yeah,
I like it. I
Mil-
do like it.
People are like, the initial shock of Giannis, moving was like, oh, I remember the first 5 minutes, like, oh my God, how, big for the Heat. After that first 5 minutes wore off and everybody's like actually looked at the deal, Miami got fleeced.
If they don't win a title, yeah, I think so. And they don't. I don't know.
I don't think they can. They can't with that roster.
They can't
Miami
as it's
can't.
currently constructed. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree. I mean, Milwaukee in the East could be a 5 or 6 seed. Honestly,
I mean,
with this, I think so. Just looking at it. So and then let's
like
look at
I know
Washington real quick.
that the East is not strong, but if Miami makes the playoffs, you're not beating the Knicks, you're not beating the Pistons, you're not beating the Cavs, you're not beating the Celtics.
I think the Pistons you might be, and I don't think I don't think I don't know what the Cavs are doing right now. I don't know if Mitchell's back.
I just don't think I think with how well the Cavs kind of just managed to find talent and also being able to replace talent, I don't think that Miami would beat because remember,
Wow.
we've always said the same thing the last year or two, or I mean it's true like in the NBA, and we said this even in these playoffs. Your bench is important. How good is your bench?
Yeah, and then you getting rid of it for a star.
Yeah, and Miami gutted basically their entire depth for Giannis. So even if you get another, it's like even if Miami was supposed to still add, and let's say they add another star or something like that, you still have no bench. So what happens when your stars don't play well? Because it's bound to happen, obviously, in the course of a long season and playoffs. You're not going to be locked in. So
I mean that's where they need Norm. They need Norm to have big games, but again, what if he doesn't sign? Washington, oh my God, Washington's fun. This is a fun run. Are they gonna be good? Probably not, but they're gonna be fun. By the way, you're not a real NBA fan if you don't know about Leaky Black. I'm just gonna say that.
What a hell of a name, too.
Leaky Black, baby. No, but look, I love AD. I love Trey. We'll see what Bedanza does. I'm a huge Alex Sarr guy.
I like Trey. I like Trey, but the problem is that I don't like him on that deal.
I don't like it. Well, I don't like these 2 contracts, period. But Washington doesn't care. They got it for a bag of beans. Washington doesn't care. Why would they care?
Oh, look at D'Lo.
God. Yeah, D'Lo just got his player option, so he's back.
I'm glad he's still hanging around because D'Lo as a bench guy is very good.
He's terrible.
I'm
just gonna say this straight up. He is so bad.
As a bench guy, I don't mind him.
I don't mind it, but I don't love it either. And plus, I mean, look at the guards: Trey Johnson, skipping Trey Young, Johnson, Bilal Coulibaly, Bob Carrington, Cam Whitmore as a great small forward, George. I mean, he barely. There's a reality where Russell gets traded again because they're in midseason because this is a guard.
There's not a day that goes by. There's not a day that goes by. Like I said, I know you guys know. There's not a day that goes by that I don't wish he was still in net.
He really lost his career when he left and went to Golden State.
Well, he was okay in Golden State and in Minnesota. He was still okay. But just after Minnesota, then he fell off a cliff. Completely. And then he came back to us, and he was clearly a shell of himself. I mean, it was nice to have him for a few games again. Be like, hey, D'Lo's back. But, that's I keep saying it all the time. I will never ever forgive Sean Marks for blowing it up when that team could have been something
For
special.
KD, Kyrie, and James Harden.
I said that.
I still would do that.
And
I
keep in
would.
mind, DeAndre Jordan was in the original 3.
Yeah,
Oh God.
you also, yeah, you all, like, to me, people got to realize I would rather build something from the bottom and have more years together with a younger core than try to win now in 1 or 2 seasons with guys who are aging stars. I would much rather, I'm 10 times out of 10, screw it, 11 times out of 10. I would still rather have that. And I said it at the time, and then people laughed at me saying, "Oh, you're crazy for not wanting Katie and Kyrie." I said, "Oh, you're about to learn today, brother. You're about to learn today." Because I was right.
You know,
In
you
the
know
end, I
what's
was right.
funny? You know what's funny? I think there's some people in Miami who feel that way after that deal.
Oh yeah.
Anything else, Scoop, before we go?
I mean, we kind of, even at the very end there, it's kind of funny. Like, stuff that I hadn't really gotten to say, you guys kind of took it in that direction to cover those things anyway. So
I'm sorry, Scoop. I'm an NBA head. Okay, I apologize.
Oh, do you guys want to touch on the NHL stuff real quick? Just some of the cool, like, bigger trades.
Yeah, Florida. Well, the
Well,
Ottawa, Florida thing. I can't believe
so does that
Florida
count
just
as like
had.
name Mitch or what?
well, you got to, like, Florida. Honestly, like, 'cause I remember Chief, and you guys know Chief. Chief was saying, like, in our text thread, he was like, "Oh, he's like, I don't follow much hockey." He's like, "How big is that for Florida?" I'm like, "That's massive because that reunites
It's
the
insane.
Kachuk brothers. It obviously gives them another star player, which they have plenty of already, and they're not that far removed from being a cup winner. So all in all, it makes them, because honestly, last year the only thing that stopped them from making a run again at a cup was injuries, because Kachuk and Barkov were basically done for the whole year, for 90% of the year. So because Barkov was the whole year and Kachuk came back the last 20 games.
Yeah.
So now having both brothers there and having I mean, yeah, you lost your the guy that basically was the architect of your teams. Then now he's in Jersey. Thank you very much. But I also think that, like, the Florida, I mean, Brady was always going to go play with his brother eventually, and that's just how it is in sports. Like, anytime you have a
Especially
family,
hockey.
yeah,
Especially hockey.
in hockey, the Hughes brothers are, well, 2 out of 3 are in Jersey. Like, so it makes
No,
sense.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, I just wish it was the other Hughes brother playing defense for us and not Luke. But because Luke is just, I'm sorry, I love my team, but Luke is just not a good defender. I mean, he's kind of flatlining in his career. He's not getting better. He's not getting worse. He's just is what he is, and I'm like, okay, this is not working. But that was a big one for Florida, and then honestly, I mean, what the Capitals did getting Jordan Kyrou, that's insane. Like, I know that there was, like, there was some Rangers fans crying because they wanted him. I'm like, listen, Rangers fans, you guys are in a rebuild. Shut up. You have
and by the way, the Knicks won a title. You're fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm tired of Rangers fans, complaining. I'm like, you guys are garbage. Accept it. You guys blew every chance you've had in the last 15 years to win a cup. That's your fault. So I don't want to hear it. But Jordan Kyrou, obviously, great player for the Blues. A guy who's a point per game player, or at least around there, every year. It seems like the last 5 or 6 years. So Washington, hell, you want to convince Ovechkin to stay one more year? That's how you do it. Because I mean, honestly, you pair those two up. Oh, good lord. But
it's a nasty first line right there.
That's insane. And then they go again today. Well, really yesterday, because it's the 25th already. But then they go a few hours ago yesterday, and they go and get Alex Tuck from Buffalo. And I'm like, okay, so we're just gonna give either Florida or Washington the cup this year. Great. Because your big three in Washington now is obviously Ovi's probably gonna come back now. When you go get Tuck and Cairo, yeah, Ovi's coming back. So you got Ovi, Tuck, and Cairo, and of course when everybody says that Ovi's getting old, like Ovi's defying father time. The guy is still scoring like 30, 40 goals a year.
Insane.
It's insane. And then so that's your big three there, and then your big three obviously in Florida is the Kachucks and Barkov. So like, I mean, when you have a big three in hockey, chances are you're going to go a very, very long way every year. You look at, I mean, hell, you look at, what Tampa. Well, Tampa had a whole roster full of great players when they won, but you know, they still had depth. Like to me, Florida still has depth. On top of them, just adding, Brady. And you've got, well, that's funny. I just thought about this. Making a little connection is that this isn't the first time. Well, this is the second time in less than 10 years that a Florida team has gone for a Brady and hope it would pay off. So, but
Except it was last name Brady this time.
Yeah,
that time,
but it does make a lot. Oh, and it's so funny how I'm saying that, and I'm watching something, an old wrestling WWE thing, and Ben Roethlisberger's on Monday Night Raw.
Ben, oh my God!
But this is from 2009. This is back when Ben was still in his prime. But
crazy.
But then so I think about that and how those two teams would be set up for next season just fine. Now it's on everybody else to figure out what the hell they're going to do pretty much in the East, because it's not just like one team in the East and one team in the West getting better. But now the East is becoming a gauntlet because you've got now three teams who look really damn good on paper, and we're not even close to being done yet, obviously, because there's still a ton of offseason to go. We've got Washington now reloading. Yeah, this is what happens when your computer dies. By the way,
I couldn't tell if that was you or me.
No, my computer. I was trying to be mindful of how much the percentage I have left, but of course, Lenovo and their like 1 hour battery life sucks.
Anyway, finish with that.
So yeah. So if I could turn my phone, I'll just get my phone straight. Forget it. But I look at it for next year, and the East is really a gauntlet. Like I was saying, like you have Florida reloading, you have Washington reloading, you have Carolina just won the cup. When you've got those three standing in your way, it honestly now puts pressure on everybody else because you know that the Islanders are essentially they were exciting last year, but they're still young and they're still kind of in a little bit of a rebuild. Rangers full on rebuild. Devils, there's a lot of pressure now because now more likely than not, Nico Hischier will be back, as he should be. He's our captain, but and you have to. He's the one you drafted as part of this core. He has to come back. And the thing is, he's still a great two-way forward, and still one of the best in hockey. And of course, the Devils really have to start making moves now because Tom Fitzgerald basically wasted a lot of our window doing nothing. That Sonny now has a hard job in trying to help us compete with those three teams. And because last year you were only really Carolina was the only real threat coming out of the East, and we knew that the whole year, and they ran all the way to a cup. Now you've got three teams now looking to one looking to defend their title and two looking to chase them down. So, I mean, because Detroit's going to take a step back because Dylan Larkin might leave. So, you don't know where he's going to end up. But if he goes, then Detroit's going to be in shambles because Dylan Larkin's is the engine of that team. So you've got Detroit kind of uncertain about where they're going from here. Then they've kind of been one of those teams where it's like they seem like a playoff team, but they're really not. It's like who's going to be, out of all the teams that have good young players or players entering their prime, who's that next team in the East that's going to step up? Because Florida's won cups already, obviously, and especially recent ones. Like I said, Carolina just had their cup now. And then you've got Washington, recent cup winner, always coming back. They're looking to get another one. So like all these teams are looking to get another one next year. But like that's why like when I look at what we're doing in this offseason, I'm like, okay, the two names I hear attached to Jersey right now, just from rumors and just from some media guys that kind of believe that one of these two things is going to happen. I hear a lot about Connor Hellebuck, and I hear a lot about Jason Robertson. And I don't know if the Devils can get either because, Tom Fitzgerald.
It's a lot to give up, too, for either of them.
It's a lot to give up. And not only is it a lot to give up, but it's the fact of just they command so much money that, you would really handicap yourself and not be able to get anything else that you need onto that team, especially in the bottom six to kind of fill out your depth and things like that. So, you're looking at it. This is why I hate Tom Fitzgerald, because his parting gift for the Devils was to give Markstrom a 2-year extension. Screw you. God, Tom Fitzgerald. My God, I wish nothing but evil on that man.
This is what a hardcore sports fan does.
Because I'm like, my God, like I can deal with having one idiot GM and Sean Marks. I have two running my team.
You have one that drafted another guard. You have 6 guards on your roster.
Like this is the first offseason where I'm like, I'm okay with, but so I can let it pass for this offseason. But Sonny has a real tall task in Jersey because he has to basically undo the freaking failed PSE&G faulty wiring job that Tom Fitzgerald did. So like
faulty wiring.
Yeah, you know what PSE&G is?
No.
Your power source in New Jersey.
Yeah,
power company.
So they basically, Sonny has a tall task. I don't know if he can get Hellebuck because Tom Fitzgerald, dumbass, gave Markstrom the 2-year extension. Plus, I think he also extended Allen too. Why? Why are we doing this? But so you got that. So I don't know how the goalie situation would work if you brought Hellebuck in. I mean, obviously he'd be your starter, but I don't know.
You can always shift people around. That's how the NHL works these days.
Well, yeah, and then it would probably end up being Allen because he's just the cheaper of the two, I guess. You don't want to have to eat the contract on the extension on Markstrom as much, but I also think that in terms of Robertson, when Scoop broke the false news of the Devils getting Robertson, or like in a rumored trade, months ago, I lost my mind. And when I realized,
I was so pissed.
You need to check your sourcing.
I
did
not know that was a false source. It had a verified account.
Because you pay for verified accounts on Twitter now. You can get a verified account tomorrow, Scoop, if you wanted. Cost you $10.
I know that now.
Yeah, that was when Scoop sent that to me, I thought of my chair. I was like, we got Jason Robertson. Let's go. Like I was so excited.
I've never seen Brandon want to WWE throw a chair at Scoop after we realized it was fake.
Oh my God. When Scoop said it was false, I literally put my head down and wanted to bash it on my desk until I gave myself CTE. Like
I was so pissed when I found out that account.
Your name is literally Scoop, and you.
Because again, I was sharing what was was branded as a Devils account, so I assumed Brandon would know it, et cetera, et cetera. and it was, I don't remember even what the name of the account was, but it basically was like everything that if you didn't actually follow the NFL all that closely, which I've acknowledged, yeah, it,
Yeah.
But
big faux pas on my part.
you know what? You know what kind of like worries me though with bringing in Jason Robertson is that he commands so much money, like just like Hellebuck. But it's like Robertson commands a lot, and Robertson is worth money, but he's just here's the problem too with bringing in guys to play in Jersey. Everybody's like, oh, why can't guys come to Jersey? Because we have the highest income tax in America. That's so like guys don't want to
income
play there.
tax, bad traffic.
Yeah,
Nothing's
income
good
tax.
in Jersey.
Yeah, income tax, bad traffic, 90% highway, 10% beach. Yeah, good luck coming here.
Oh my God, I sent you this, but MKBHD put out a video years ago, and I found it and watched it, where he was on New Jersey Turnpike doing the Tesla robotic driving, and he had to like stop it a bunch of times because it wasn't working.
Yeah, because bro, New Jersey is the only state in America where you will get lost if you even venture 5 minutes past your exit. So like,
how do you think Tesla autopilot works?
It's like that. The biggest problem with New Jersey, well, our roads are bad enough, but here's the problem: you're already trying to follow like all the signs and stuff, which are confusing and give you a headache. You're already trying to follow.
Oh, we got the sequel to Roundabouts here.
Yeah. So well, yeah, because Portugal is one thing, and now New Jersey is taking a hint from Portugal, and now we're adding roundabouts as if we couldn't screw up our infrastructure anymore.
Your infrastructure doesn't exist. It's the World Cup.
There's no infrastructure. New Jersey has I think it's like one of the top 5 worst infrastructures in America, or something like that.
Oh my God, that reminds me. So Raising Cane's just opened at my local area.
Yeah.
And so it opened on Wednesday. On Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., there were 100 people in line for Raising Cane's.
This is kind of a side
because listen, we don't have, this is our first Raising Cane's, so people are freaking out about it.
But it's just a chain chicken fast food shop.
I want alligator bites, okay?
Those are so good.
You can go to Florida and get alligator bites off of.
I don't live in flipping Florida.
Level there.
Why? Why? I live in the other side of the country, and it costs money.
Don't you ever want to escape the rain and 65 degrees that Seattle gives you?
115 in Florida.
You're gonna pretend that it's dry in Florida, of all places?
In the summer, it's dry.
It's humid.
Well, yeah, no, it depends. It depends on what part of Florida. If you're in the northern part of Florida, you're okay because it doesn't. But if you go anywhere, I would say past from around Orlando on down, every day in the summer at 4 or 5 o'clock, it pours rain for about a half hour like it's a tsunami, and then it stops. It's the weirdest thing in the world, but it happens every single.
Oh my God.
summer.
Yes.
Is anybody pre-ordering GTA 6 tonight, or
No.
is it? No,
It's a little late for that.
What do you mean? It's a little late.
I'm buying it.
I thought you had to do it by midnight.
What do you mean? You can pre-order it whenever you want. The game doesn't come out until November.
I'm sorry. I thought that it said somewhere that it was at midnight.
It launched at midnight. But it
goes the whole. Okay, my bad.
Of course.
How much is the pre-order? Does anyone know?
Standard is 80, Ultimate's 100 without tax.
No.
I'm probably not gonna buy that at launch, especially with the new consoles coming out next year. No thanks. Yeah, Scoop. Sorry, you bought a PS6. Guess what? PS7's coming out next year. So
I
Have
didn't get
fun,
no.
buddy.
I didn't get no PS6. I got a PS5.
What I mean is
I mean-
PS6 is coming out next year, so
GTA 5 has been out for 13 years. Basically that GTA 5's shelf life will end this year, so it's been a 13-year run for GTA 5. So there's no reason to buy GTA 6 at launch when it's got basically a 15-year basically shelf life.
shelf life.
Right,
And
so,
it's probably going to get ported to Project Helix and PS6 anyway down the line.
No, I will. It absolutely will.
It absolutely will get ported.
They ported GTA 5 like when the new consoles came out. They ported GTA 5 right to the new consoles.
Dude, they ported GTA 5 twice.
Yeah, so they're gonna do that with GTA 6. I probably won't buy it at launch. I'll wait to see when the new consoles come out. I'll buy a new console and then I'll buy the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. I also am not a big fan of pre-ordering it because I can't wait for us not to be able to do our show because of GTA 6 because we don't have the internet infrastructure in America to deal with the amount of people that are going to play GTA 6. So it's going to be kind of hell anyway. So I kind of just want to wait till the hell is over and then buy the game. Plus, I'm not gonna have time. We're doing like 3 shows a week. When am I gonna have time to play GTA 6 at launch? I'm not gonna have time till after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The only video game I have any intention of purchasing over the next 6 months is if Madden doesn't suck.
If Madden doesn't suck. If. Have
but
you seen the trailer? I'm excited to do an article on it. I was gonna do one earlier. I'll probably do one when the games come out and talk about just how bad those games are, because I know it's gonna be terrible. Even CFB is gonna be bad. I don't care. I do not care. I'm sorry.
I listen, as much as I love the tush push, I'm annoyed that we have to green the tush push in order for it to work.
Yeah, it's literally like, I'm sorry, Madden's becoming 2K. FIFA, I think, is going to do an open world mode this year. Apparently.
What do you mean green it? I don't understand that.
Do you not like you literally have a meter and you have to green it in order to get the tush push to work.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see the meter thing. Okay.
Yeah, they're putting meters in everything now. Stupid. Like, why does sports need to be an RPG thing? Like, if you want to play an RPG, play an RPG. Play Baldur's Gate 3. Why?
It's
I don't understand.
It's like every year we kept complaining about how bad the 2K shot meter was, and now you have to green your layups. And I think even green like on defense. Like,
yeah, you gotta, bro. 2K this year, it came on Game Pass. I played it for 2 days and I was done.
I haven't.
I don't care.
I have not played 2K religiously since 22. That was the last one I played religiously. I hate
2014.
I don't think it.
2014 was my 2K14 was my last time I really enjoyed 2K.
Mine was sandwiched in between y'all. Mine was, I think, 2K18 or 19.
My favorite shot meter of them all was 17 with the green circle where it's just you went up, like it just was a half circle. And the thing is, it's right under your player, so you can see it as you're shooting, and it makes it easy to look at.
Right.
I think you can change it. I think you can change it in the settings though.
I love that shot meter though. That 2K17 shot meter is my favorite shot meter ever. It was so easy. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all we got, Scoop. If you wanna.
Okay. Well, if I remember correctly, we have a full house for tomorrow.
Yes.
So
are we just going live when the game starts? Is that what we want to do tomorrow?
So is that how we want to do this? Because
I think so. Because I don't want to. So I think we just go live when the game starts at 10 Eastern.
All right. So at 9 Central tomorrow, we'll go live for the World
USA
Cup.
Turkey.
Yeah. So we'll go.
Pointless game ever.
I still don't pronounce it Turkey. All my friends who are Turkish just say Turkey. Like we all.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm sorry. There's like this big thing where it's like we have to say Turkey, we have to say Czechia or Czechia, whatever it's called now. It's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this right now. I love that I always get scared writing Bosnia and Herzegovina's abbreviation because it just looks like bitch. Because it's BIH.
Yeah. I know.
And I'm like, I'm just talking about Bosnia.
You're not wrong though. Yeah, you're right.
It's so funny. All right. Well, I'm excited for that. Well, thanks. I've suggested it, Scoop, because I was like, you know what? Screw it. We got to do a watch along on this feed at some point. What better time to do it than the World Cup?
Yeah, that sounds. I think it's gonna be fun. We'll have a good time tomorrow. So y'all get your and keep yourself fueled and ready for a late evening with that Lion coffee. Go
Yes.
and get your coffee at hawaiicoffeecompany.com/C/coffee and use that code Patrick10 for all the sweet deals.
Oh my god, I'm making cold brew with the coffee now, and it is brilliant. I literally have a cold brew machine, and I'm putting the grounds in it, pouring water, and having cold brew. It's fantastic.
By the way. Like my grandparents are coffee connoisseurs, right? But
yes.
they've drank so many over the years, and so many name brands. I literally gave them that, and they're like, okay, well, we'll try it, since it's a bit free thing of coffee.
Yeah, you told us this.
They can't stop drinking it now.
Yeah,
that was me. Yeah,
they are now. They don't want to drink any other kind of coffee. They're like, nope, just.
Bro, my bowels don't know what hit them. This is how much coffee's going on.
I wasn't gonna go that far. I mean, coffee does help you go. But
dude, that's literally the entire point of Seattle. Our entire point is waking up, having coffee, letting our bowels go, and then going to work. That's Seattle in a nutshell, with rain.
Okay, we're wrapping this thing up. We'll see y'all tomorrow if we still have a show by then. Thank you.
What? That's not inappropriate. I didn't say anything rude. I just said it's like drinking coffee.
Anyway. My mom called me from Boston the other day, and she said that she got, I don't even know what it is, some sort of coffee foam frother thingy for us to use.
What?
So
from Boston?
She had a conference in Boston.
Is it Dunkin'?
Sorry?
Is it Dunkin'?
It's not Dunk. It's like a thing you use when you're making your own coffee.
I was gonna say I thought it was Dunkin' branded.
No.
God.
So I'm excited to try this thing out, whatever this mystery contraption is. With that, for Brandon, Rob, and Scoop, we'll see y'all tomorrow for What's the Scoop episode number, I believe 119. But we'll see you different Scoop time, same Scoop channel. We will see you for that. You said 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Central, USA and Turkey.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
as well as Paraguay and Australia, because I know we're gonna be keeping an eye
9
on
p.m.
that
Central,
as well.
U.S. versus Turkey, and Paraguay versus who?
Australia. Yo, we should eat turkey while beating Turkey.
Eat turkey while beating Turkey. Oh, okay. I was gonna get me some chicken wings, but
I could have gotten cold cuts on my job tonight. You should have told me that. I would have done it.
do the icky shuffle. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
Get some cold cuts.
I like that commercial.
Same.
Geico commercials aren't as good as they used to be.
Geico peaked with the hump day camel.
God. All right, peace.